this early ganking threat, and if he gets behind, Karma can sometimes really, really struggle, but does have good early game power.
Definitely very strong in the laning phase, and Corki's not that scary of a laner. He's much more focused on get Trinity Force, then start making plays, and of course scaling. So SKT have gone back to a draft we would see in the group stages, where it's a lot of scaling down the bot lane, in the mid lane as well, even in top lane for Huni in this game here. They don't really have any lanes where you're saying, wow, they have to win through this one lane in the early game. It's actually just play very safe, calculated, get your defensive vision. Everything is just screaming aggression from Misfits. Multiple lanes that can actually go aggressive and try and shut down SKT.
And I just think it's so smart, because you know that SKT is going to have this almighty late game. They're going to be so powerful. Go for a early game. Be super aggressive. And I think we're going to have to see a fantastic game from Maxlor, despite the fact that you have, this Blitzcrank. I do think you still need the jungler to be proactive. Yeah. You need Maxlor getting involved, and that could be tough in the Jarvan versus Sejuani matchup.
SKT putting their foot down in game 1. Misfits now realizing this is the real deal. Second quarterfinal matchup of SK Telecom T1 and Misfits Gaming heading into game 2 right now. And we are about to be on to the Rift. A reminder that all throughout the knockout stage, pentakills, Baron steals, activate the mystery gifting bonus. Increase your likelihood of rolling a legendary or esports skin. Pentakills and Baron steals. We'll see if any of those happen within the game. We do have that Kog'Maw. We do have 2 junglers that are very back and forth with getting those steals, or a team that'll give them up when ahead. So the chances, I feel, are quite high.
I really also want to see Alfari on the Gnar here, because I typically don't think Gnar is that great against Taric. It's very easy to see the Gnar engage when he's kind of jumping towards you and you time the Taric ulti with when Mega Gnar hits. It also doesn't synergize that well with Sejuani because he's a range champion, at least in mini Gnar. So there is definitely some questions regarding that one, but also it comes down to comfort for Alfari. If he knows that, okay, he can actually get ahead in this lane phase, use this mid-game then to TP in with his Gnar, and then have the big Mega Gnar ultis on multiple members, well, that is a way then to actually get kills for Misfits.
Seeing the call in the mid lane start for Faker. Says we're going to go ahead and hang back, do what we can to farm. Faker as well, another champion that can get those side lane roams if he wants, get the package on, and he can be there in an instant. Peanut towards the top side is actually just a line of scrimmage here before teams even dip into each other's jungles to see what's going on. A little bit of vision down towards the bot side as Faker can stay safe watching Ignar in the brush.
We did see Ignar actually against TSM, I believe, level 1, go in, force the flash out of Bjergsen. So was looking to see if there was any opportunities for that play, but perhaps because of the research that SKT has done, they know to play very defensive. 4-man line of scrimmage around the blue buff. No chance of Ignar actually getting in there and stealing away the blue or forcing an early summoner. I think that just speaks so much to their preparation.
It's important to highlight that it's now the second time we see this Blitzcrank from Ignar here. The last time when they played it, all eyes on the bottom lane. We had jungle ganks, we had mid lane roams. They were playing around Ignar's Blitzcrank here, trying to force aggressive plays to see if you can get ahead early. Because again, you're not going to build the typical odd sensor on your Blitzcrank. That's actually moved over to your mid laner, the Karma. But it will of course affect Karma's scaling going into the late game. She's not going to be that strong, at least not compared to a Corki. So it's very much get ahead early game for Misfits, snowball the game, and win before you go full late game.
And while the Karma herself won't be that strong, when you do have a mid lane Karma, if you can have that Ardent Sensor in the death gap as they're jumping in, this could actually be...
Dazzler goes down, Wolf takes a hit, that's going to be an explosion down below 100 HP, but he's saved, and that's going to be the heal and flash for Wolf.
Ansama might have wanted to commit to that. I mean, one more auto, he actually get that proc on the explosive shot, may have been the kill there, but he does hang on to both his summoners, and they have forced both of them out of Wolf.
They have so much pressure in the lane here. Blitzcrank just applies this non-stop pressure towards you whenever he moves past the minion wave. You know there's a chance he hooks you in. There could be a jungler there, or you take a bad trade because the enemy carry is ready. Let's see here. We get that first gank in the bot lane.
Oh, they have the ward down. TP coming in, and that is going to be big pressure. They get on to Bang. Now both of his are blown, and they are going to have to back up towards the side. It's going to be Maxlor going very low. He takes the tank first. First blood going over to Bang. He's still alive, but goes down to the explosive shot. The Cathian surprise won't do much damage, and Misfits make it out. The last Bang.
Yeah, Misfits trying to make a very aggressive play, but it goes so wrong for them, and SKT able to handle this. They took way too much damage on the initial play. Going in, Ignar's already pushed out, and Maxlor goes down so fast, and not only does SKT get first blood, they get 2 kills. They're both on the Kog'Maw. and that's going to be rough.
Yeah, Misfits actually want to kill Wolf here. There is no summoners on this Tarek. He's level 2. He's very easy to burst down and then step away. But they get onto Bang with Barrier and Flash.
And just, it's way too early. I mean, Power of Evil was TPing in. He hadn't even arrived yet. They don't have the damage coordinated. The damage is not going down at the same time. And you need to be so pristine on these early game tower dives, because when you're level 2, level 3, 1 or 2 turret shots can completely destroy you.
Exactly, yeah. So the coordination not on point for Misfits, and this was the comp that needed to get ahead early. Yep. Down 500 gold now, 2 kills over to Bang, as you highlighted just before here. Still big CS difference, and there is still pressure for Misfits in the lane because Bang has no summoners. He will die very quickly if he gets hooked in.
And they need to continue that pressure now. That's the only way that you can really, you know, kind of get this back, because they did get a kill over on Hansama. He has a decent buy, and if they can continually make plays down here, and there's this couple-minute window where Bang is not going to have that flash, and you really can try to pick on him, but I feel like if you can't exploit him during these couple minutes, then it's going to be very hard to do so later.
But it's one of those tough mistakes to make in this early game, because you were trying to reset after the last game where everything went wrong. You're trying to mentally get ready for this one, actually get some momentum going for your team, and then the first play you make, it wasn't even necessarily an outplay from SKT. Bang just clicked Barrier, then Flash, and just stood still and just shot at everyone right in front of him. They're like dying and just over-diving.
Peanut having eyes on Maxlore. We see Ignar throw out the hook there, knowing the junglers wouldn't be present on the bot side. Flag and drag over the Dragon Pit was missed, but Maxlore is just out of mana. He's going to need the team to help him out on this one. Faker just getting back to lane, so he won't be there. And just as Peanut can get back over the wall, he does so. Flash blown.
Yeah, smart that Peanut flashes behind that Dragon as fast as possible so Ignar doesn't actually get him with the hook and pulls him right back in. So Peanut did stay alive, but again, lost that summoner spell. Maxlore, level 4 on this Sejuani, needs to go back and get full mana before he can do anything, but he needs to get right back out on the map. They have to make another play.
Yeah, they certainly do, because, I mean, so far in the top side, it's actually Huni that's getting the better of Alfari, but Alfari, man, level 6, Meganar.
Will be the solo. Misses the wallop, also misses the Q, and Huni's going to be able to walk out of this one. Alfari not really feeling it, not understanding what other pressure was going to be coming in.
Also good use of the minions there from Huni's side. Just step behind the minions so Alfari could not throw the house in his face.
And you have to respect the fact that if you go up in melee range as that Gnar into the Cho'Gath, with the cannon minion hitting you, with the feast available, the damage can get turned around so quickly back on you.
Pushing in is Hansama. They still have a bit of control over this lane, and by that, 52 to 30 in CS. We have to realize what Bang has in kills, though. Kind of makes up for that for now. We'll have to see if they can fight back. Feeling good to go for a dazzle. They just miss and give Bang some time to farm under turret.
This is almost more important than kills for Misfits, the fact they keep getting damage on the bot lane tower. Because once you take down the first tower, again, you open up the map. Blitzcrank can start roaming more aggressively. Much easier to start getting deep vision in the enemy jungle. And that's where, out of nowhere, Ignar can show up in mid and suddenly create a pick for his team. So you gotta get down these outer turrets so quickly, and Hansama's #1 goal is just keep getting damage on this tower.
When he goes to buy Glacial Shroud, sold, and now he picks up Ninja Tabi's, I should say resell, Ninja Tabi's Dark Seal and his refillable potion. So he decides to go for those boots first as he heads back to lane with Teleport.
I think it's pretty smart. It's a more defensive option, and when you're a team that already has such incredible scaling, such incredible late game, you don't need to kind of hedge your bets and try to get a little bit stronger of an early game thing. Just survive lane, scale up, make sure that Misfits can't get an enormous lead, and SKT will be in an incredible position if they are not down in gold.
Heading in, might get a chomp down if he gets the chance. Blows Alfari's flash in a 1v1 situation. Coming back to lane a bit stronger.
Now the hook.
Hook onto Wolf. Gonna throw down the ignite immediately. Means they want it. Dazzle comes back out. Forces Hansama's flash. It's almost like they aren't considering everything in the fight before they go in and are coming out a little down.
Yeah, 2 flashes down now, both from Alfari and Hansama. Sure, of course, Wolf used both summoners just before here, but the fact he gets a flash in exchange is big for him. Maxlore, though, is trying to gank again.
And they do have the TP back up from PoE. They may try to go for this play one more time. Maxlore is moving over, but it seems like there is some hesitation on if they can try to make the play happen. And meanwhile, topside, SKT is going to look for the dive.
Athbar Alfari looking to get himself strong right onto Bang. That's going to be the barrier immediately. Cosmic Radiance as well to negate the
nice
damage.
hook.
Beautiful pull onto Bang. Hansama goes deep, and it's going to be the explosive shot to take down Bang.
Big plays in the bot Misfits, and they need these big plays right now. So important, and Sama picks up the kill. Meanwhile, top lane, Alfari stayed alive because Power Vivo used a defensive TP.
That was so nicely done from Hansama, playing it so aggressive, getting the kill, getting out just barely with the heal. They will get the first turret with the CS advantage. With these kills on Hansama, there's starting to be some hope for Misfits.
It starts off as well in the bot lane, but the top lane gank did not work. SKT wasted a slight bit of time there. They knew where Peanut was, and they were able to go super hard on that bot lane gank. Seems like the communication is still on par for these guys, but it's only 2-2. It's 15.3 to 14.4, anybody's game.
Exactly, and they need to keep pushing the pace as they were trying to do down here. Maxlor makes the move, does nail the ultimate on the Kog'Maw. Very quick, Taric ultimate was dropped from Wolf, which I think gives SKT some confidence that they can fight this, but Bang, honestly, he should have been able to flash that hook.
That should have been an easy flash for Bang. We saw him do it the last time we had this tower dive here where he got 2 kills in return. This one here, he gets pulled in, takes a lot of damage first, and then, of course, Hansama can jump in and finish him up with some fancy moves here. We saw it yesterday, or sorry, last game between these two teams. Almost felt like yesterday by now. You know, there's a whole new day, whole new game.
It's in the past division.
It's in the past right now. 0-4 Hansama. Not a good game from him, but this one here, much better start.
Yeah, way better start. And you know, as I was talking a little bit about earlier, while the Karma itself does not scale exceptionally well as far as the damage you're putting out, it does give you this super powerful support essentially, because you have all this gold getting funneled into the Karma. You can complete your Chalice, your Ardent Censer, all these items much more early, and then you can get something like a Death Cap and have these super low cooldown, super powerful shields to allow Tristana to play aggressive.
It's all, again, screaming early to mid-game, because late game, it's all about Hansama's damage, and he's against a Javan and a Cho'Gath and a Taric stacking armor. It's gonna take forever for him to kill anyone, so now with the early tower gone, Misfits need to make a decision here. Do they want to push up bot and take a Drake, or do they want to go straight towards mid and top lane and go for more turrets?
I actually really like this option here from Misfits. They're controlling vision on the bot side here from SKT. They're going to try to catch someone rotating over from mid lane.
But right now, SKT have no reason to rotate through their own jungle, because it's a lane pushed all the way to tier 2 tower for Bang, so he's just going to push it out. And Faker's never going to go down. He's like, I don't care about bot lane. That doesn't exist in my world. There's a Cloud Drake. They're more than happy giving that over to Misfits.
I mean, for something like that to work, Misfits really needs to commit to actually pushing towards that tier 2. If Tristana wants to start towards sieging it, then you can make plays like that work. And it is risky to do so, because to your point, you know, they're not going to come over unless you really push up, and then that exposes you to package roams, to TPs from Huni, and from these sorts of plays. So it is risk versus reward, but either way, Misfits need to push the pace.
Yeah, exactly. And I really want to see them now push up bot lane, reset with his Tristana here, and then go towards the top side and secure another objective, because there's a tower. Once they kill that tower, there's a Rift Hell they gotta grab as well. You need everything in the early game if you're Misfits. Sadly for them, the Cloud Drake is not gonna help them too much in this game, other than actually the Blitzcrank trying to get in position to land a hook. That's where it could be useful for Misfits.
Got that Karma speed.
There's a Karma speed as well.
Gotta go fast. Misfits are ready to go fast this game. Like, it's basically everything they want to do. Keep the pace going. Keep it in their favor. The map opens up. It could become SKT's. Flash. It is going to be the grab. It is going to not be the kill. He gets out just in time. And Faker stays alive.
Barely surviving there, but again, not able to
fight to the top side. It's going to be Cooney getting hit up hard. He does have those Ninja Tabis to stop a bit of the damage. It's still going to be a 2v1 under the turret. Alfari still wants it, because here comes Maxlor. It's just Peanut on the edge. Will he make it in time? Alfari tanks up first. Ignar's there as well as he speeds around the map to help the team. But now it's about getting Maxlor out. Can they help him? Cosmic Radiance and Cataclysm down onto him. And SKT get one back, but it's traded right back. Retribution kill coming in for Hansama.
And they're going to be able to push down this turret as well here, making plays across the map. They pull off the dive. Faker escapes. The Misfits are getting a lot of gold back.
A little bit more damage onto the turret. Bang's going to have to be very careful with this positioning. As you said, Faker's still mid lane, and they're going to try to get some control there, but control of the map to Misfits.
2 towers now for Misfits here. Next one is that mid lane tower. Also have to remember, Rift Hell is still there, and Ignar at the moment, he's landing hooks left and right for this team.
This again.
And this is just a really nice dive from Misfits. They know they need to push the pace. You can't allow Huni to clear out this wave. Maxlor is on the roam up. They know Faker was pushed back to base, so Alfari tanking this up, holding the turret as long as he can before backing out, and Maxlor does get the kill there on Ahuni. SKT fully coming up to the top side. I will say that perhaps the Gnar could have taken one more shot, and that might have actually allowed Maxlor time to get out, but either way, really nice play.
It is Alfari's birthday. You don't tank tower shots on your birthday. He's okay stepping out there. This graph we showed in game 1, we want to show it again because this is exactly how we expected this matchup to look.
Right.
Misfits, the red line, getting ahead early game, but then tend to struggle in the late game. Same thing in this game, especially with the composition.
Exactly, and that's why we keep talking about pushing the pace, keep talking about extending your advantages, because what they have is not enough and will not carry them through to a victory in this game just yet. But the advantages they have now, when you look at this Tristana backed up by this mid lane Karma, is going to be a lot stronger than Bang on the Kog'Maw, who's just sitting on a wit's end right now. So you need to continually take objectives, get what you can, crack open this mid lane, and then perhaps use that to threaten the inner Azor set of vision for this Blitzcrank.
Power Evil not rushing Ardent Sensor in the game here, going for a team instead. Very, very powerful when he actually gets to add utility to his team. It's going to be hard to kill anyone from SKT's side, because again, the shielding coming in will be fairly huge. The healing as well added on top of it.
And actually with that extra Amp Tome, he may just be going towards Luden's Echo and just getting that for the early power spike here. That is a build I've seen quite a lot from solo lane Karmas. It does delay your Ardent Sensor a lot as well, but we'll have to see what he decides to go for.
But just value his own damage above what Hansama will actually bring to the table just yet.
And to be fair, in the early and mid game, it's actually an incredible amount of burst with this Mantra Q coming out from the Karma, who has a lot of levels, if you do actually grab that Luden's Echo.
And we also see armor being stacked on Huni's side, so the extra AP damage from Power Evil, of course, again, adds a bit of extra value right there, because otherwise it is all about Hansama's late game damage. Now,
good damage spike here. Triforce for Faker in the mid lane. He's getting taunted back and forth as Power of Evil tries to play the lane horizontally. And that adds a little bit of effect to the fight. If you want to get in, you chase that mid laner down river instead of back to their turret. However, SKT just wants the bot side.
SKT are always trying to cross-map you when they're behind. They know there's a chance they can make a play.
Great hot by Alfari, but that's his distance. Can he gain any more? Just about to Mega Gnar, not in time. They shut him down.
Right here, we had a moment where Misfits were not applying pressure either mid or top lane just yet, and SKT saw an opening to make a play on the bottom side. Alfari was not ready for it, so he gets surprised by the amount of members showing up. Meanwhile now, though, Misfits are trying to get something mid.
SKT rotating back up. Teleport there for Huni.
You do have to be very careful, though. There's not actually Tristana with them, so we have Hansama pushing on the top side, trying to knock down this turret, but we'll have to run pretty soon here.
A little bit of vision, as well as the Ignar wall just kind of right in the middle to block that sentry that Ignar can be for Hansama to get out safely, and it looks like they are going to be able to drop that now, 29,000 to 26, or 27.
Getting a tier 2 tower here, again, great for Misfits, allows them to push the lanes even deeper towards SKT. Easy access into the jungle. This mid lane tower will die fairly soon anyway. This is the moment we talk about. Look at the minimap. No lane is getting pressured right now by Misfits, so SKT say, okay, we can make the play. There's a small window here, and they go straight for Alfari.
And I think that's just Alfari accepting his death, because the only chance of getting value out of that flash is if you flash immediately. Right. He doesn't use it at all, so perhaps thinking there's just no way he could actually get out.
And it's these situations that are hard to play against, because you're not used to a team abusing that tiny little window to then suddenly go kill you in a side lane. Normally teams are sitting really far back on the map when they're this far down and there's a Blitzcrank on the other side. Alfari could easily have stepped away when he knew, okay, there are 3 guys missing, but he's overstayed. And
we do talk about playmaking, and having that flash available for a Mega Gnar can be very powerful. And Misfits gonna group up. They already have this turret low.
And onto Wolf. If they can take the Cosmic Radiance down before it's used, that means SKT is gonna have to back off as well. Good focus, heal down for Wolf.
4 towers down here, good timing for Misfits. There's a Drake alive they can grab, and then they can soon get ready for the setup around Baron. They don't need to kill the Baron in the early game, but they gotta threaten it. So SKT move in to try and place wards, and then you hook them over the wall here from Ignar. He's been very good so far this game. He's been chain feeding his own AD carry actually, and it's working.
And it's worth pointing out that Power of Evil just sat on the Amp Tome. He did get the Ardent Sensor, so this is going to be
an
ultra-powerful Tristana. Hansama should be able to finish up his second item here, have that Shiv, have this powerful mid lane Karma at level 12 protecting him. And he's going to have opportunities to win this game, and it's going to come down to just how well can Hansama navigate it. And can Ignar continue finding these picks?
Oh, Hansama going a little too deep for his own good. Bust your shot backwards, saves him from Peanut. That's also going to be the Cataclysm out, but the flash for Hans Sama's safety.
It's the exact same setup again. SKT know no one is currently pushing and threatening any turrets in either mid or top lane, so they rush to the bottom lane to find the one guy who might overextend. They did find Hans Sama. He did stay alive because of the flash and the ulti from Tristana itself, but that's a flash gone now, which might make Hans Sama hesitate a little bit in the future fights. Bang, though, on his side, is delaying his optimal damage right now by going Wits End first. I don't think he's against enough magic damage to really have to rush a Wits End, but again, he is respecting what Power Beetle is doing and also what even the Blitzcrank can actually do with some of the early burst.
Yeah, and I think it's just simply a case of you can afford to build full defensive when you have a massively stronger late game comp, right? When you have this Kog'Maw along with the Corki, when you have this huge front line and this Taric to actually buff them up, as long as you are not falling insanely behind, as long as you are not instantly dying in these team fights, you can begin to take over. And when you have the Tabbies as well as the Wits End,
right,
that can sometimes bridge the gap to the Taric ultimate coming down.
Just makes Bang right now not a big threat that Misfits have to care about. And with Baron alive, with the fact you have Maxlore, who is already sitting on quite enough armor on this Sejuani, he can actually tank the Baron. And it is a real possibility that Misfits can do it. And SKT knows this, so they have to fully invest in vision around the Baron to try and prevent Misfits getting an early big objective.
Faker towards the top side, Misfits ahead. Having trouble with Barons throughout the group stage here. Now knowing the priority they need to keep on the top side of the map because of what SKT Peanut can be able to flag and drag out. Quick silence coming in from Ignar. And it's going to be Hans Sama going forward, knowing they don't have Peanut for this fight. Faker's rotated back around, and they could.
Oh, Hans Sama's like a flash right there. Mendy couldn't actually flash in and kill Peanut. The jungler could have died straight away. Misfits, though, they're still looking towards the Baron. This is what we want to see. Constant threats around the big objective.
And Peanut is so low. If he comes over here, he could get burst down. Ignar's looking for the hook, but SKT is coming in.
This is going to be the back and forth. Peanut just on the outside. A quick shield coming in and a heal from Wolf. Faker's going to split the crew right through the uprights, and he's going to say, walk this way. The team's going to have to meet him on the other side. The cleanse comes out. That's the shot from Ignar. Taken down before Cosmic Radiance. The rest of the team is left wondering, and Misfits is looking at Baron.
I think they're going to call out the Baron. Maxlore is basing. They have Gnar in the bot lane. They know Huni came over, so they're just going to take their win and try to pressure a tier 2 turret. But Misfits is pressing. They are challenging SKT.
And they're using Ignar's Blitzcrank again. The first to go on to Peanut forces the jungler low. Then after the fight here, we see Faker trying to do everything he can to stop the Baron. He's trying to just force Misfits away from Nashor here, but instantly, you see the reaction. It's turn, kill Faker, and when he thinks he's safe, Ignar gets onto him. I love this play here first from Faker to stop the Baron from going down, and he thinks he's safe now. And then Ignar makes the big play.
Just so nice there from Ignar, knowing he needs to be able to get that, and Faker,
shake it off.
Unhappy with the results.
Welcome to the EULCS, baby!
That's exactly what Ignar was saying. Ignite still up for him, 0-0-5. Him in his bot lane, full kill participation.
Nice side step, they can turn this around. TV's moving in.
Very, very low. Wolf looking for the dazzle, but he couldn't get Bastion onto Huni, so it's not going to stop any of the damage. SKT is being picked apart.
Huni going way too far forward there. Doesn't have the team in his back pocket. Great side steps from Ignar. They're back on the Baron, but Peanut is alive. We'll see if they can actually navigate this. Ignar's going to be looking for hooks.
Alive and healthy, much more ready to go. He gets pulled in by not his own choice. Peanut goes down. There's no smite fight. Misfits are going to pick up Baron unless Faker hits the shot, and that's Maxlore's.
No smite, no feast for SKT. Misfits are playing the game of their lives right now. Massively ahead of SKT. They are pushing down mid lane with a super powerful Tristana looking to knock down inhibitor turrets.
And they're keeping the tempo going here. They're so aggressive with the way they're playing. As soon as Baron spawned, they had all the vision around it. They forced SKT to react, and they keep catching them.
Consistency and confidence. From game 1, they kept going forward. Game 2, they keep going forward. And SKT's base has been broken. 23 minutes in, Misfits delivering the same medicine.
Maxlore and Ignar, the alley-oop there, hits him with the Sejuani ult, perfectly setting up Ignar for the hook. The slam dunk comes in, taking out Faker, knocking down the inhibitor. And Misfits are looking so, so good.
If we take a step back to the group stages, when SKT fell this far behind, they were able to delay Barons. They were able to delay their base getting broken into it. The inhib going down early. They could just keep stalling with defensive vision. This game now, 24 minutes into it, Misfits already secured the Baron, already got the mid inhib, and SKT are trying to force a fight, but they're not ready to fight. They do not want to fight, they want to scale.
Yeah, there's no real need to go for this, and you know, that call is very, very questionable, whether it's the team telling Hoodie to engage or he thinking he can actually catch a carry and turn around a fight. They did not have the opportunities. This is not, you know, Wolf on Rakan looking for that epic teammate. This is a Cho'Gath running forward and trying to knock someone up.
Rakan was available in the game here, but he wanted the Taric to avoid a Thresh counter pick. Instead, they get a Blitzcrank.
Control around the map for Misfits. SKT coming up on that point in the game when they're very good at turning around, very good at finding a way back in, but Misfits has closed those doors, it seems, so far. Alfari back towards the top side of the map, 4 towards the bottom as Baron is still on Misfits.
Critically, Bank does have his Rage Blade now, so his damage is going to go massively up with that completion, but Hansama is already on 3 items. They have no fear pushing forward, and this turret is going down incredibly fast.
Only thing they have to respect is if Hansama gets caught by the initial engage. But he is on Tristana with Flash. He can jump away from the Jarvan when he goes towards him and just stay safe in the back end. Keep hitting that damn turret.
Minions are not. Still trying to get the damage on. Hansama takes a bit of damage, but they break the second inhibitor turret of the game and don't know if they want to go as far as that. They want pressure on Alfari first before they show a bit more in bot lane.
They're just playing it out so intelligently here. The push and pull with this Gnar, and Hansama super close to knocking down this turret, but he has taken some damage and trying to play respectful to the chance that SKT could engage.
Let's remind everyone that game 1 was 25 minutes long, and
Finger pulled straight from the Valkyrie from his package. Ultimate coming in from Maxlore. The inhibitor's broken and Hansama jumps forward. It is Alfari already coming in from the side of the map, and it looks like they are going to have positioning on the Nexus turret. Flash towards the fountain. Bang stays alive.
Going mega.
Very low and getting down, and it looks like Alfari in the back of the fight. He says, it's my birthday. I'm going to grab some kills, and that's going to be a pickup for Hansama. The Nexus is going to be